Ethan Cross, billionaire tech investor and one of the most powerful men in North America, stared at his phone in the dark, annoyed. The newly installed security system wasn't supposed to bother him unless something serious happened. He had installed cameras throughout his mansion for one reason only: control. After years of boardroom betrayals, data leaks, and smiling faces that hid sharp intentions, Ethan trusted no one. Not his staff, not his partners, not even the silence of his own home. He swiped open the live feed, expecting to see a glitch, maybe a raccoon near the back door. Instead, he saw something that made him sit upright in bed. In the corner of the kitchen camera, Maria, the quiet night housekeeper, was standing barefoot on the cold marble floor. She wasn't cleaning. She wasn't on her phone. She was crying, silent, shaking sobs, her hands pressed to her face. Ethan frowned. Maria had worked in his house for 6 months. She was polite, invisible, efficient. The kind of employee he preferred. No drama, no stories, no emotional attachments. Yet there she was, alone at night, breaking down in his pristine kitchen. Ethan told himself to turn off the feed. It was none of his business. He had installed the cameras for security, not to invade people's lives. But he didn't turn it off. He watched as Maria wiped her tears, took a deep breath, and walked toward the pantry. She pulled out a small container from her bag, plain rice and a piece of bread wrapped in foil. She sat at the kitchen counter, under the chandelier that cost more than most houses, and ate slowly, carefully, as if each bite mattered. Then something unexpected happened. She opened her phone and started a video call. A small face appeared on the screen, a boy, maybe 6 or 7 years old. "Mama," the boy said sleepily. Maria smiled instantly, not the polite smile Ethan was used to seeing, but a warm, tired, deeply loving smile. "I'm here, my love," she whispered. "Did you take your medicine?" "Yes," the boy nodded. "Auntie helped me." Maria closed her eyes in relief. Ethan felt a strange tightness in his chest. He watched the entire conversation. How Maria encouraged the boy, how she joked with him, how she reminded him to be brave. When the call ended, Maria kissed the phone screen and whispered something Ethan couldn't hear. Then she stood up, wiped the counter, put everything back exactly where it belonged, slipped her shoes on, and returned to work as if nothing had happened. Ethan lay awake for hours. The next morning, he told himself it was a one-time thing. Curiosity, human weakness. But that night, he checked again. And the night after that. Over the next 2 weeks, Ethan saw more than he ever expected. He saw Maria quietly pack leftover food into small containers, not stealing, just saving what would otherwise be thrown away. He saw her gently cover the homeless man who slept near the side gate with an old blanket during winter nights. He saw her lending money to the young gardener who couldn't afford his mother's medication, refusing repayment. Once, he saw her sit with Mrs. Thompson, his elderly neighbor, who had wandered into his backyard confused and shaking. Maria held her hand for nearly an hour, calming her, speaking softly, even though it wasn't her job. No one ever noticed. No one ever thanked her. Not once did Maria act as if she expected anything in return. Ethan, the man who had built empires by watching patterns and predicting behavior, felt something unfamiliar creeping in. Discomfort. He had always believed kindness was strategic, a tool, a weakness, or a brand image. In his world, people helped only when it benefited them. Yet Maria helped when no one was watching. Except him. One evening, Ethan came home early. He walked through the house, listening to the echo of his own footsteps. The mansion felt exactly as it always had, immaculate, silent, empty. He passed the hallway where framed magazine covers displayed his face, the genius billionaire. The man who built the future. He stopped in front of one and stared at it. For the first time, it looked hollow. That night, Ethan decided to test something. He placed an envelope with cash on the kitchen counter, clearly visible on camera. A large amount, enough to tempt anyone. Then he waited. At 1:43 a.m., Maria entered the kitchen. She froze when she saw the envelope. Ethan leaned forward, his eyes fixed on the screen. Maria looked around, nervous. She opened the envelope just enough to see what was inside. Her breath caught. She quickly closed it, glanced at the camera mounted in the corner, then shook her head. No, she whispered to herself. She placed the envelope back exactly where it was and left the room. Ethan stared at the screen long after she was gone. The next day, he called his assistant and asked for Maria's file. What he read stunned him. Maria was a single mother. Her husband had died 3 years earlier in a construction accident. Her son, Daniel, suffered from a chronic heart condition. Most of her salary went toward medical bills. She worked 2 jobs, slept 4 hours a night, never complained. Ethan closed the file slowly. For the first time in decades, he canceled his meetings. That evening, Ethan did something he had never done before. He waited. When Maria arrived for her shift, he was sitting at the kitchen table. Maria nearly dropped her bag. I'm sorry, sir, she stammered. I didn't know you were home. Sit, Ethan said gently. She hesitated, then obeyed. There was a long silence. Maria's hands trembled in her lap. I saw you, Ethan said quietly. Her face went pale. I'm sorry, she said quickly. If I did something wrong. You didn't, Ethan interrupted. You did everything right. Maria looked up, confused. I installed cameras because I didn't trust people, Ethan continued. But what I saw made me realize something. Tears filled Maria's eyes, though she didn't know why. Ethan slid a folder across the table. Inside was a letter, and a check. Maria gasped when she saw the amount. This will cover your son's treatment, Ethan said. All of it, and more. Maria stood up abruptly, shaking her head. No, sir, I can't. You can, Ethan said firmly. And you will. She broke down then, sobbing openly, gratitude and disbelief pouring out of her in waves. Ethan sat there, awkward, silent, deeply moved in a way no billion-dollar deal had ever made him feel. But that wasn't the moment that left him speechless. Weeks later, Ethan checked the cameras again. Maria was still there, still working, still helping others. Nothing about her had changed. Except one thing. On a quiet afternoon, Ethan watched as Maria entered the living room with her son, Daniel. The boy walked slowly, carefully, holding her hand. He looked healthier, stronger. They stood in the center of the massive room. Mama, Daniel whispered, looking around in awe. Is this a palace? Maria laughed softly. No, my love, it's just a house. Daniel smiled and hugged her tightly. Then why does it feel warm? He asked. Ethan felt his vision blur. He looked around the same room, his expensive furniture, his art, his walls, and realized something profound. This house had never felt like a home. Until now. Ethan turned off the cameras that night. Not because he no longer wanted to see, but because he finally understood what truly mattered, standing quietly in his own living room, wrapped in the arms of someone who had nothing, yet gave everything.